Welcome back everybody to our intermediate and advanced Civil 3D training video series. In the previous video we took a look at some of the drawing settings related to automatic layers. We're again going to concentrate on some of the drawing settings, command related settings in Civil 3D to help us accomplish our jobs faster and more accurately. Now this one will take place under the settings tab within your tool space. Now we know that these are all the styles related to the drawings. There's label styles and surface styles and object styles, lots of text styles, lots of styles in here. However, we're not going to be taking a look at the styles themselves. We're going to be taking a look at the commands related to the specific objects and modifying them so we don't have to keep typing in numbers over and over and over again. Now, to begin with, we can also access the previous video's command through the right-click Edit Drawing Settings. We have a right-click Edit Label Style Defaults as well. This will modify some, if not all, of the objects for you. So text style, Arial, narrow, what layer, it says layer 0, but again, these are just a quick view of them. Plan readability, there's some text type related stuff. Arrowhead sizes, background masking. However, that's not really what I want to look at here. It's not the label style defaults. Part of this also is under the edit drawing settings. So right click edit drawing settings. Under the ambient settings, we have different rounding values. So what is the precision? Elevation, my units are set to meters, my precision of 3. Same with volumes, cubic meters, precision of 3. Angles, units, degrees, we can choose different units. If you want to see a higher precision, we can have it set to a higher precision just by simply changing in here. Any grading, stations, what do we want on our alignments? Meters, station format, precision 3. The delimiter position, if you use anything other than 1 + 0, 0, 0, we can change these in here. So that's one way we can set up Civil 3D to work better for us. The other way is under the specific drop downs of the settings tab in our tool space. Under most, if not all of the headings, so under general we have something called commands. Under point we have again the commands tab. Under surface, the commands tab. And each one of these has different number of options for us, and they're really related to various commands within Civil 3D. So if I look under the surface style one, it's probably the easiest one to take a look at, even though there's the most options. When I run a command in Civil 3D to create a surface, I am either creating a surface, create a surface from DEM, create a surface from tin. We see that those are down here. Create surface from tin, create surface from DEM, create a surface reference, a water drop if we want to figure out where the water is flowing, add surface break lines, contours, DEM files. So everything related to a surface is in this list. And if I double click on the create surface, it opens up a dialog box similar to the one we saw under the edit drawing settings and the ambient settings. Those ambient settings, again, are in here. So if we look under distance, it's meters 3, round negative. However, I'm going to take a look at the 5 icons that are different, that are usually under the top 4. So surface creation, build options, default styles, contour labeling defaults, surface defaults. So if I expand surface creation, when I go surface create surface, I want it to default to a tin type. We can default to a grid volume, a tin volume. My surface name template, so before I go and start typing in the name of the surface and have Civil 3D change the layers for me, it would just name it surface-1, surface-2. We can change that name template. We can come in here and we can type in whatever we want. We can do next counters, different numbering styles, starting numbers, incrementing numbers. So where do we want to start? How do we want it to increment? My cut factor and fill factor. So when I make a surface, if I make a volume surface, I can automatically fill in the cut and fill factor, any grid spacing, grid orientation for that surface creation. and changing these. So if I change this to a grid surface and hit OK and come up here, surface create surface, my default type, it defaults to a grid surface. If I come back into here and change this back to a tin volume surface, or not a tin volume surface, sorry, a tin surface, and I go surface create surface, this defaults to a tin surface. So setting commands up to work better for you, if you always make a grid surface or a grid volume surface, set the default to that if you wish. My different build options. We can automatically exclude elevations less than 0 or less than 5 meters, whatever we want. Again, just be careful. It can remove data that you don't invert or don't want removed. Different triangle lengths, we can have those set up as well. Default styles. So when I make a surface, my surface default style, what style do I want it to use so I don't have to select it in that surface creation list? When I make a style, always default it to my design point 5 and point 1. I can change it afterwards if I needed. Marker styles, I don't have this set up, but I could come in and set this up. Every version that Civil 3D or Autodesk puts out is probably going to change some of these, like adding in a marker style. When I do a spot elevation label style, which spot elevation do I want it to use? Which surface slope label do I want it to use? Rendering material. Contour labeling, which labels do I want to automatically appear when I put in a contour label? Display the line, true or false. I know a lot of these, when I put a contour label line in, I have to constantly go and shut that contour label line off. Come in here and shut it off for good. Under surface defaults, rebuild automatic. I generally have this set to no. I don't like things rebuilding automatically, especially existing ground surfaces and corridors. They tend to crash your drawing. So there's 5 options in the create surface dialog box that we can have set up and change. Pretty much the exact same 5, or some of them, will be under the create surface from tin. Now, when we change them in the create surface, they do not change in the create tin. So what I have set up in here is different than what I have set up in here. The same goes for create surface grid from DEM. We have those options. And again, look for where the icons are different. We have sort of a checkbox list, and we have the surface icon. The rest of these are, if you want to look through them, take a look through them, but they're not related to really the surface itself. They're pulling information from those edit drawing settings. Now, where I found that this comes in exceptionally handy is under the parcel creation. When you create a parcel by layout or from objects, we're governed by a set of rules put down by the municipality in terms of parcel sizing. And Autodesk, I believe, defaults to this to 4,000 square meters. The minimum frontage will be 50 or 20 meters. So all of these are based on just something default Autodesk put into the style. If there's a certain number, you always use. Where I live, the minimum area is 330 square meters. Minimum frontage is 11 meters. This is how wide the parcel is. The frontage offset based on what the municipality says. The minimum width, minimum depth. There's also a maximum depth. All these options can come in here and be set. So every time you go into the parcel create by layout, you don't have to reset these. Because we go into and out of parcels very often when we're creating parcels, and resetting that dialog box every single time is a gigantic waste of time. Different preview graphics, automatic layout, default styles. Again, we're not going to go through every command related to the Civil 3D objects because there are a lot of them. Like I said, almost every single heading has the commands tab. Point surfaces, parcels, we look under grading, there's commands, alignment, commands, profile, commands. And changing these won't really break anything in your drawing. It's going to allow you to work faster and easier and more accurately. So that was just a quick video on changing the command settings within Civil 3D to have Civil 3D work better for you.